Good day and welcome to the review of the Hiring Process chapter from the SHRM Essential Guide to Employment Law by Charles Fleischer. According to our author, the hiring process has one purpose: to exchange enough information so that the parties can make an informed decision as to whether to enter into an employment relationship. The first step in the hiring process is to prepare a written job description, which should include essential job functions of the job. Those are the things that the person holding the job must be able to do, the skills required, and whether the position is exempt or non-exempt. The complete list is found on page 26. After the job description is prepared, the next step is to advertise the opening, which describes the job offered. Please remember that using expressions such as recent graduate or computer savvy could appear as age discrimination, especially if a younger candidate is hired over an older candidate. Internet recruiting can be a convenient way to advertise, but companies may need more staff to screen the number of responses. Also remember that screening software can inadvertently discriminate if the wrong keywords are used for screening. A written application should be used to screen applicants. As a reminder, the application should not ask for information that an employer is prohibited from asking. For example, birth date questions should only be asked once the applicant is hired. According to the EEOC, arrest records alone should not be considered because an arrest record does not establish guilt. Each conviction record should be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. As our author states, in short, the employer should be able to show that its criminal history policy accurately distinguishes between applicants who pose an unacceptable risk and those who do not. Our text says organizations should use experienced personnel when conducting interviews. The interview form should include questions relevant to the job performance, and the interviewer should stick to the interview form. Although most interviews include open-ended questions such as, why do you want to work here? The risk is that if the interviewee shares personal information, it could later result in a discrimination claim. Once you have chosen a candidate, the background check is next. Depending on the position, some examples could include reference checks, credit reports, or a copy of the applicant's driving record. Title VII of the Federal Civil Rights Act makes it unlawful to adjust scores or alter results of employment-related tests on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Please review the information on the 4/5 rule in the pre-employment testing section. After you've selected a single candidate, the next step is to make an offer. The offer usually comes in the form of a letter for an at-will employee. Figure 2.1 shows an example of an at-will letter. Please review the list of new employee procedures found on page 36. Most employees have a probationary period for their new employees. However, as our text says, in a true at-will situation, everyone is always on probation. To avoid resume fraud, please read over the list of steps found on page 38. To avoid any negligent misrepresentation by the employer, there is a list of things to do, such as describe the job accurately, give the applicant a date when a decision will be made, and send a letter to those who do not get a job offer. This chapter concludes with the negligent employment section. Please review. This concludes the review of the hiring process chapter. Have a wonderful day.